Have you ever been into a court case where only one side of the story has been presented? How would you feel if you are accused of a crime and only the incriminating arguments are presented against you? Is this simply right or honestly justified? Many of us are in the same position. Education is highly compromised, and the future of our kids are in great danger of a flattening monopoly. As a student myself, I want to encourage you, audience members, to believe that an alternative about the origins of life, creation science, should be taught in public schools. Let's consider that creation science and evolution, they both share the same common ground. To begin with, I want to establish the fact that evolution is as religious as creationism, and that they are both based on a belief system. To the surprise of many, evolution is based upon faith. Evolution, number one, requires faith in the understanding of the sudden generation of life. Number two, evolution requires faith in the transition of unlike organism. And number three, evolution required faith in the understanding of mutation that caused the existence of other much more complex organisms. Creationism, which is also based upon faith, is a much more solid explanation to the origins of life. It is based on the idea that a superior being creates all things. This idea is fitter than just evolution. Creationism also offers an insight about the so-called missing links. In creationism, just like evolution, it is just based on the recordable of unobservable data. To illustrate this, let me show you this. This poster shows a professor doing a mathematical equation in step 1. Then in step 2, he just writes, then a miracle occurs. And then he just finishes up the equation in step 3. This represents the fact that evolution cannot completely explain all the event of how life happened here. It requires faith, it requires a missing link, it requires a miracle. And this is why evolution cannot be fit. This is why also creationism is perhaps the best explanation of how life happened. Now, after we have considered evolution and creationism both on the same page, let's talk now why creationism should be implemented in the school curriculum. Regarding the philosophy of education, students should be allowed to the exposition of their quest and alternatives for truth. One-sided story limits the extent to which truth can be found. Students should be taught both theories. Students should be deciding which theory is much more accurate, and instead of reflecting upon one. And either way, creationism, just like evolution, should be taught in public schools. The consideration of what is believed to be true or not should be accountable by every single individual. Some people will believe that evolution is what made this world happen. However, there are other people, other parents, other students that they're going to believe that creationism is what caused this world. To illustrate this, I have another poster. This one in here is a student. What is this student asking for? Teach me both sides. Teach me both sides about evolution, the Holocaust, astrology, earth shape, civil war, American slavery. In essence, every single aspect, teach me both things. And that is what we exactly should be doing at public schools, teaching both things. In fact, creationism, it even has roots in this country, embedded very deeply in the Constitution of the United States. In fact, our forefathers believed that this world was created. Thomas Jefferson, in his Declaration of Independence, he wrote, "All men are created equal." He didn't say that all men were evolving equally. Also, in the First Amendment, we claim for freedom of speech. This freedom that we want to be inserted in our public school freedom to be teaching about creation science. The federal government denies the teaching of creational science. They only impose one viewpoint. They only impose the evolution side. And the learning centers are entirely monopolized by this ideology. To illustrate this, let me show you a $1 bill to demonstrate that even our forefathers, the Constitution of the United States, everything has a significance in creation science. For example, what does the behind of this bill says? In God we trust. Is this about evolution or creation? Also, on the top side on this emblem, on the pyramid, we have an all viewing eye. Is this eye representing maybe Darwin's eye, or the eye of evolution, or the eye of creationism, the eye of a superior being seeking and seeing everything? This is proof why creationism was even embedded in the Constitution in our forefathers, and this is why creationism should be taught in schools. Now, after having this said, let's recap, reassess all the information that we have gathered here tonight. I have exposed you to the fact that creation science is as theoretical as evolution, and that the former has even much more solid ground. I have exposed you to the fact also that creation science has a greater significance in the teaching of our kids, and also that even our forefathers want a free society open to free thinking. So, in your trial, do you want the opposing arguments only to be heard? Do you want your kids to be forced to believe something that logically has another explanation? Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to ask for creation science to be taught in school. Creation science, in turn, is going to enhance the educational programs. Creation science is going to enhance the quality of this society. And creation science is going to make ourselves even better human beings. This is why, in overall, in essence, creation science should be taught in public schools.